Good morning, dreamers. Welcome to the greatest show on earth, Dream Big, where we make the impossible possible. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey and the reciprocity of delayed gratification and the lessons we learn on the way. So, I told you the story about Steve Harvey, and I want to tell you a little bit more about that story. That property that he wanted to buy. Remember I told you he was fishing on these people's property? He got in his car and he was in tears, and he pulled out a map and he was dreaming or praying to God about a little spot with a lake on it. Anyway, this man came to him and says, I got this piece of property. It's got a bunch of lakes on it. Do you want to buy it? And he's like, well, yeah, I want to buy it. I don't know too much details about the story, but I know that it was a lot of money and he couldn't afford it. The man ended up taking a huge loss, but it was a big win on both sides in the long run. Steve Harvey ends up getting the property. He ends up buying that property with all those lakes on it, intentions of putting a house on it for him. He turns that into a camp for kids. Talk about epic. So the reason why I don't like philanthropy, the word philanthropy, is just because in a general sense, a lot of these people don't know where their money's going. And I'm not saying a lot of these people, like, here's my whole heart on this thing. If I make $1 billion and I'm that wealthy, I want to know where my money's going. I want to be hands-on with the project. I want to know that my money's going towards a good cause and not just for tax cuts. Now, I'm not banging because I don't know a lick about these people's lives or these stories, but I know for me, myself, I have a plan, I have an idea, and so Zig Ziglar said, if you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So hopefully I'm making a difference on this show, and I'm helping people to dream and go after their dreams and stuff like that, because like I said, a couple of weeks ago, I was in prison. I was incarcerated, but I've had this vision for 8 years now about this restaurant. I didn't know how to get it. God gave me a vision when I got down on my knees this time and prayed, and I put pen to paper. The whole 3 years I was down, I did nothing but talk about this, dream about this, put pen to paper about this. And then I got out. I started putting one foot in front of the other. Like I said, I'm terrified. I don't know if this is going to work out, but I know that God, if God's for me, who can be against me? You know what? As a matter of fact, I do know this is going to work out. You know why? Because if God moves you to do something, he's got your back. Just like Moses. And that's the way I look at this. God called me to do something. I'm going to lead people to the promised land. I'm going to show you it is possible, that you can do things. Because with God, all things are possible. Elijah 6:8 said, and I heard the voice of the Lord say, who shall I send and who will go for us? Then I said, here am I, send me. Here am I, send me. So, all I know is the money's already in the bank. You must believe you have already got it, and it's already there. The money's already in the bank. He's already set the investors aside. He's got people for me already lined up. To make this happen. I know that in my heart. And like I said, everything that I've been doing since I've been out, every move that I've been making is pointing in this direction. The intellectual property, the IP, is already filled out. It's downloaded onto my files. I have all rights reserved for Taco Planet, Sports Bar and Bistro. I have all rights reserved for this podcast. Anybody that does anything without my written permission, yeah. So, everything that's been lined up, and it's been only a couple weeks since I've been out, everything's been lined up in this direction that this is the way I'm supposed to go. Until otherwise. Like I said, Moses. When Moses was in a foreign country, and God sent for him, and he goes, "What are you talking about?" Can you imagine Moses at the burning bush arguing with God? I had that same talk with God. Do you know who I am? Do you know what I've done? And you're trusting me with this project? God said, "Shut up. Take off your sandals, for you are standing on holy ground. Take off your sandals when you address me." He said, everything that I have built you for was for this day. You are ready. But God, I have a speech impediment. Oh, perfect. I have somebody that's eloquent in speech. He's going to meet you halfway. It's your brother Aaron. He knows how to talk well. He's going to go in front of Pharaoh. You tell him what to say, and he's going to tell Pharaoh. That Bible was written, the Old Testament 4,000 years, the New Testament 2,000 years. And you think the story still stops how the scripture is being written? The scripture is still being written today in our very own lives. It says it says the word is active and sharper than any two-edged sword. Every time I open up that scripture, in which it is impossible for God to lie, those who must believe he exists, and he rewards those who seek him. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. And without faith it is impossible to please him. For whoever believes in God must believe that he exists, and he rewards those who seek him. Seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be added. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. And if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. John 15. For I am the vine, you are the branch. With you and me and you, you can do all things. Not some things, all things. Yeah. Are you kidding me? So when God calls you to do something, you must move. Put your feet together and move. One foot in front of the other. Now I know you dreamers. I know. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Follow me. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going to be epic. And you know what that means? That means everything is going to work out. It's going to be just fine. And you're going to want to see this. You're going to want to be a part of this. This is a movement. It's our turn. Our turn. All the little people in the world that have been crushed, it's our turn. We stand together. It's not about me. Because if I make it, we make it. That's epic. I'm here for you. And when we stand together, we march into the Holy Land, a land flowing with milk and honey. Fruit hanging off the trees, just as big as can be. But there's giants over there. Who cares? Send me. And I heard the voice of the Lord say, who shall I send and who will go for us? Here am I, send me. Those giants ain't nothing. The walls of Jericho have already fallen. For every little person, the prostitute, the sinner, I promise you, it's gonna be good. I promise you, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. You know how I know? If God's for us, who could be against us? Those who trust in the Lord will not be disappointed. What are we gonna have? We'll have self-made billionaires come and talk to us, do interviews. We'll go check out their houses, as a matter of fact. We'll go see if we could drive a Bugatti or a sports car. Who lets anybody that comes off the street drive a Lamborghini, Ferrari, a Porsche? If God's for us, who could be against us? How can they say no? I mean, Bugattis are only $2 million cars, right? They're numbered. Most of those are pre-ordered. So when they're off the shelf, they're gone. The best part about this is when we build this thing, a wave of people comes with me. And remember I told you about Paul Mitchell? How somebody's got to die or retire to get into that place? That's the way I would like to treat people. Be kind to one another. Love one another. Tender-hearted. Forgive one another as God forgave us. Now, I'm not perfect. I promise you this. Here's what happened. Here's what happened last night. I'll tell you this. Last night, somebody gets on and they're like, okay, where do we donate the money from? To. I said, go to my GoFundMe page. You go to my GoFundMe page and you look up Steve Ioerger, Ioerger, Steven, and you go to that GoFundMe page. My daughters are on the front. You won't miss it. Read the story, donate there. I don't have the accounts to be set up. And he's like, he goes over there and he looks at my page and he's like, hey, can I fix that? He says, I'll polish it up and I'll tell people that these major investors are in there and we'll get the. I said, absolutely not. I said, you will not touch that page. One wrong move on my part, me being fake, false, or doing something shady, will tear this project down. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm scared to death as it is. I'm not doing that. I said, you leave that page alone, sir. I said, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you a little bit more. And I said, when I get where I'm going, I will mention you. And then he goes fishing a little bit more. And then I look at his page and I knew this guy was a fraud, a fake. I said, if you say one more thing that puts me in, that makes me feel like you're gonna hustle me or something, I said, I will block you on this page. So I blocked him. I'm not doing anything shady. I'm not gonna end up on American Greed. Nope. Everything we do is gonna be right for God. We're gonna do everything in this thing right for God. So hit like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Don't forget to dream big and follow me. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Put comments in the marks below. Let me know how I'm doing. And I'll tell you another story later on today. I'll probably drop another video. I love you, dreamers. Dream big.